The movie begins with River and her young daughter, Jade. Jade is the only beautiful thing in River's life, and without her, she feels she wouldn't be able to live. River spends her time playing with her, joking around, and enjoying every moment together. They paint skeleton designs on their faces and go out together, play a bit in the water, collect seaweed, and have a genuinely fun time. Later they go to a party, where River meets her friend. She leaves her daughter with her friend because she has to go to work. River goes to a supermarket, buys cigarettes, and steals something before the clerk notices. She then goes into the bathroom. When the man notices the strange drawing on her face, she washes it off until her face returns to normal. After that, she gets into a car with officers Carcelo and Hernandez, whom she works with, in order to arrest Silas, her ex-lover and Jade's father. They take her bag and place a microphone inside it so they can hear everything and record Silas. Then they give the bag back to her. River gets out and waits in a completely empty place until a car arrives. She panics and quickly spills the juice she was drinking into the bag, pretending she is about to meet Silas. However, he is not there, and she has to get into the car with them quickly. They arrive at his house, and she is shaking, not knowing what to do, but she goes along with them anyway. She is extremely scared during the drive. At the same time, the microphone is hanging but not working because the juice spilled on it and ruined the bag. They take strange routes, then drive onto a dirt road. River becomes even more frightened and asks Frankie where they are going, but he reassures her and tells her not to worry. They arrive at a house, and John, the guard, opens the gate for them and lets them in. When River notices that her bag is soaked, she asks to use the bathroom. Once inside, she turns on the water so no one can hear what she is doing, takes out the microphone, and wipes it. She pretends to the officers that they are at a farm beyond the dirt road, but the microphone is completely dead. She spends a long time in the bathroom, then comes out and goes downstairs to meet Silas. He sits with her, confused about why she came all the way there to see him, especially since he hasn't seen her in years after they broke up, and he doesn't even know how old his daughter is. River tells him that some kids are buying pills from her, and that she can sell large quantities, which is why she wants a big supply. She shows him the money. Then they take her bag and open it, which makes her extremely nervous. They find the microphone, and she immediately runs away. Silas gets furious because she tricked him, and the rest of the gang chases after her. She manages to get into a car and escape quickly, but they catch up to her and start shooting at the car. She is forced to abandon it, hides behind a fence, and the gang doesn't see her, allowing her to escape. She goes to her friend Stacy and pretends she's meeting her behind the restaurant. She takes Stacy's phone and calls her other friend to check on her daughter, telling her not to open the door for anyone until she returns. She calls the officer's office, but no one answers, so she sends a message with Silas's location. Then she takes her friend's car and drives fast to her house. There, she pretends that her daughter is missing and finds Madison lying on the ground, unconscious. She receives a call from the gang telling her that if she wants to see her daughter alive again, she has to go to Silas's place within half an hour. Madison then admits that she went back to dealing drugs again with Silas, but River explains that this time is different and that she wants out. River says goodbye to her friend, who begs her to come back safely with her daughter. River goes downstairs and is about to leave, but she decides to go up to her neighbor Stevie. She goes inside and asks him for a gun because she desperately needs one, but he is so drunk he can barely move and just sits there laughing with his friend. Daniela steps in and gives River a gun, telling her it's brand new and clean. She prays for her, telling her she'll be okay, that no harm will come to her, and that everything will turn out fine. We then see Officers Carcel and Fernando, extremely upset because they have no idea where River is or any information about her, and the microphone has provided nothing. Fernando gets out of the car angrily, realizing they won't be able to find Silas or arrest him like this. Carcel gets out as well, comforts him, and tells him they will find a way to reach Silas. They go to a man named Switch, who becomes terrified as soon as he sees them coming to his house. They ask him about Silas's whereabouts and threaten him with jail, but he claims he doesn't know anything. However, he tells them about someone who might know where Silas's house is. They take that person with them, go to his place, and beat him until he talks, but to no avail. They return again and drop Switch off far from his home, putting him in potential danger, but they don't care. They sit there, unsure of what to do next. At the same time, the officers are worried about River, afraid that she might be in danger. They are certain she would have contacted them, or at least their office. They activate the office line and hear a message from River saying that she escaped from Silas, that he destroyed his house, and that she is heading to her own home. They immediately decide to go to her. When they arrive, they find no one in the house, but they notice that many things inside are broken. They feel terrible because they arrived too late. Meanwhile, Silas is sitting with Jade, trying to get to know her. She is his daughter, whom he has never seen before. Still, he is willing to hurt her if that's what it takes to catch River, because the most important thing to him is his business, and his reputation cannot be damaged. Since River informed on him, the gang's rules must be applied to a snitch. River is driving down the road, completely determined to do something she will never regret. She has her daughter's toy in her bag. She arrives at Silas's house, gets out of the car holding the toy, and tells the guard that it belongs to her daughter and must stay with her because she loves it. The guard ignores the toy and searches River instead. Finding nothing on her, he lets her inside. As soon as she enters, she pulls the gun out from inside the toy and hides it under her clothes. She then goes down to where her daughter is. The moment Jade sees her, she wants to run to her, and River feels the same way, but Silas completely stops it. He keeps holding Jade and says that from now on, they can arrange visits so he can see her. River is terrified for her daughter and agrees to the visits, saying they can work out the schedule together. Silas then orders his men to take Jade and lock her in a room. The girl screams and refuses to leave her mother. River begs them to at least give her the toy, but Silas refuses. They throw Jade into the room, and she breaks down crying. Silas yells at River, telling her that the moment he heard the mother of his daughter needed help, he decided to help her immediately, especially since she had never asked him for anything before except to stay away from her and her daughter. He respected that wish and never came near them after they broke up. So why would she do this to him and report him to the police? River panics and tells him she had no choice. They gave her two options: either they take her daughter, or she works with them. Of course, she couldn't give up her child, so she agreed to work with them. She tells him that the police don't know anything about him, or where he is, and that the microphone was damaged on the way. If it had been working, the police would have found the place easily. Jade is extremely scared and tries to cover her ears so she doesn't hear Silas yelling at her mother. But Silas doesn't care, even if River is telling the truth. He can't let a snitch walk away, because that would hurt the business. He apologizes coldly. Suddenly, River stands up, pulls out the gun, and threatens everyone, ordering them to bring her daughter out immediately. She makes it clear she is not joking. Frank tries to get close to her, but she shoots him in the leg. Silas then allows her daughter to be released, but someone hits River on the head from behind, knocking the gun out of her hand. Silas grabs the little girl again and takes her back into the room. River is tied up and dragged outside, and Silas comes to finish her off. At that moment, Carcelo and Fernando arrive at the location. The guard notices the alarm going off and decides to come out himself, even though he is injured. Carcelo and Fernando restrain the first man and force him to drop his weapon, but the guard fires a shot that hits Fernando. Carcelo kills the guard and helps his partner back up. This becomes the perfect moment to call in the rest of the police for backup. As soon as Silas hears the gunfire, he runs to see what's happening, leaving River behind. River starts crawling on the ground until she reaches a cactus, trying to cut the tape binding her hands. Her hands bleed badly because the cactus cuts her, but she doesn't stop. She can barely see and just wants to free herself quickly so she can save her daughter. Meanwhile, Jade is with Frank, but she manages to escape from him, grabs her toy, and runs into a brightly lit room where she hides. Silas comes down and realizes that Jade has escaped. He gets even angrier at Frankie for letting the snitch into his house. They go upstairs to search for Jade, but she is smart and hides well. At the same time, Silas hears Carcelo calling for backup and realizes the exact location of the farm. River manages to free her hands and immediately runs, entering the house through the back door. She makes it into the brightly lit room and starts searching for her daughter, but she doesn't find her. Jade sees her, notices someone coming, and hides again. River spots her daughter and tells her to stay hidden until she reaches her. Silas enters the room, while another man goes to get Frankie, since they can't leave him behind for the police to find. Silas hears the sound of the toy, discovers Jade, and picks her up. River runs and activates the alarm. Silas decides to stay behind, hands the little girl over to his men, and orders them to leave while he remains alone. He pulls out his gun, intending to kill River. Suddenly, River appears with a knife and slashes Silas across the neck. He falls to the ground, dropping the gun from his hand. River feels relieved and victorious because he was trying to take her daughter away from her. Carcelo and Fernando enter the place and find Silas dead on the floor. River comes outside, threatening them until her daughter is brought down. When she finally takes her child, she is ready to kill them all, but Carcelo steps in and stops her, telling her that everything is over now, that she has paid her debt, and that she no longer works with them. She finally calms down, drops the weapon, and holds her daughter. They get into the car together, and River is happy because she managed to save herself and her daughter from Silas and the gang. They sit in the car in the middle of the road, each holding a bottle of water, drinking and laughing, as if nothing had happened, like everything suddenly turned out fine, simply because River was reunited with her daughter. And here, our movie comes to an end. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.